Start painting today. I'm going to continue a painting I started earlier. Hope everybody is doing well. And I'm doing mobile, and I'm actually streaming on multiple fronts here. I'm doing Facebook and YouTube. Tried this on the PC, but it was such a drag that it just didn't really work. So I'm trying to do both now on mobile because it seemed like the mobile was working much better. I don't know how or why that is. I can't tell you. Um, I just know that it does, and at least it has in the past. So hope everybody's doing good. Um, for some reason, it doesn't let me post to my direct timeline, but I want to review right now. Okay, yeah. So it seems like let's go to share to feed. Okay. I'm live. Yes, I am. I'm alive. Live on air. I'm posting here to real quick. And so, yeah, there you go. And I'm just going to double check to make sure that YouTube is actually working. And while I'm doing that, this is just a painting that I've worked on. This was from an actual reference, and let's see if it works here. This is from an actual reference that I did, that I got from this cool app called, I guess it's Sketchy, but now it's called Museum, which is interesting. But yeah, let's see here if I don't see that it's doing to YouTube simultaneously, which is kind of a drag. Let me try this one more time. Oh, it's so frustrating sometimes when you have to deal with this a donkey, but you know, it is what it is. Tube. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I show up as live. Okay, good. There we go. Alright, so at least I know that. And so that's good. So it shows that I'm live, so anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting. So this is one that I've kind of worked on. This is the photo that was over here that was a photo reference, and this the background I've made up. I've just made up a bar scene. I'm not sure where I want to go with this, but I didn't like the background that was there, so I said, "Oh, let me try and just imply something." So that's where we are right now, and so I don't know if I'm going to get anybody to follow on this or on feeds, but we shall see. Um, we shall see. So that's that. And let's see here if this post is on my feed here. There we go. All right, so at least I know I'm live. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and do myself a favor and I'll play some music for me through my headphones. And let's see, what should we play today? Let's just do. It was a cool one that I did last time. I'm not sure where it is, but I think I'll just stick with. Uh, there we go. Now I'm on my headphones. I don't need anybody to block me because I've played music and ruined the copyright. So that's where I'm at right now. And if you want to join, great. I think I'm also doing no, I was going to do on Twitch. I said, no, that's probably overkill. That would be asking a lot. So this is where I'm at right now. And I'm not sure where I want to go with this But this time at least I have the palette up, which is kind of cool, and got lights on, and so yeah. So hope you guys are doing well, and a lot of interesting things in tech news. I find if you talk about tech news, it's way better than talking about politics. So if you're joining me now, I'll just say that thanks for joining. Anywho, I've been trying to do this live stream stuff for a bit, and I've had to work out some quirks. And one of those major quirks has been doing multiple streams, particularly from my Mac. And what's really frustrating is I know my Mac is powerful. For some reason it just does not want to work. And I really have pinpointed this down to software, which has been super frustrating because it's, I've paid for the software and I'm just not getting anywhere with it. So kind of give you an idea is I'd start streaming and then it would crap out on me, and then I'd try and start streaming again and crap out on me, and I couldn't get I just would not be able to get anything going. I mean, it's just like it start and it crap out, and I'm like, man, is this really what's going on? Is that I'm having several streams crap out on me? And the honest truth is, it seems like I have no idea. I have no idea why it's doing it, but the thing is that it was crapping out on me, and I have no idea why. So, anyways, I'm checking it out on Facebook just to see if it's actually really working, and well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. So yeah, it is working. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's good right there. So that's working on Facebook, and then there we go. So, alright, there we go. So, I've got chat working supposedly on YouTube too, and so far it seems to be working. So, I'm going to be doing some more painting. And I'm going to start probably in a week from now. I'm going to be trying to do more painting, where I'm painting just about every night for an hour. And I'm going to be doing some smaller paintings, and I'm hoping I can actually sell some paintings. I'll probably do some small paintings and see about putting up for sale, possibly exclusively through this stream, just for fun, just to see how this works. So I think I like the idea of being able to share my process, and kind of to get me to loosen up a little bit. So yeah, that's the gist of it. So in technology news, I don't know if you guys have been following Twitter. I've been talking about Twitter with my class that I teach during the day. Oh, hey, I'm using oil. So there was a question, and what medium am I using? And I'm using oil. And so I like to use oil. As far as the medium to mix, I'm using Gamsol tonight. I'm trying to transition over to this citrus solvent. I'll put it right up here. I'm gonna probably give this a shot. I'm waiting to finish all my Gamsol though, so I'm just about. I wouldn't say just about done, but no, there's not a part one. So this, I'm glad that this is working. No, there's not a part one of this. If there is, I'll. To be honest, what happened was that I've had technical issues with Streamlabs OBS, particularly their app on the Mac. But even on the iPhone, it's been a little bit quirky. But right now, it's working. So we're gonna try hopefully a week of where I'll start from the beginning to end, and I'll do an hour-long session. So I hope that's helpful. And I'll probably start this after Turkey Day. So after Thanksgiving, it'll probably be around the 1st of December. And my goal is to try and see if I can sell some paintings. These will be small paintings. There won't be, but the idea is that I'm hoping that I can sell some paintings on this offer. I'm only available through the stream to buy, and I'm going to be doing a variety of subjects. So that's the whole idea for that. So I'm hoping it'll work, and that this will be good. So just to recap, this was from reference from a Sketchy app, which is not a Sketchy app. It's called Sketchy. Now it's called Museum, where users post photos to share with artists, and then the rest of this I've made up. And so I'm trying to get this subject to kind of blend in with this. And I'm trying to create this atmosphere, this bar / pool hall atmosphere. And so that's where we're doing. But thank you. I'm glad that you like the look of it so far. And I'm going for green again because I had success with a painting I did earlier with a fairy. So I'm going to step back. So if you hear my voice fading in and out, it's because I'm stepping back and I want to take a look at what's going on. It's interesting because I don't see. Yeah, I guess this app says I'm supposed to show me my users, but I guess I'll have to switch to my apps to actually see that. I'm going to just pan over here to. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to see on Facebook that as well. So I'm straddling two apps at the same time, so it's probably not recommended, but that's what I'm doing. And so let's see if I can make this bigger again, because at least if I make this bigger again, I can at least see questions from there. So but because I've got all this overwhelming green here, I've got to work it in to hear a little bit more harmony. And I kind of started this, and there was none of this here, nor was it planned. So I'm kind of haphazardly throwing this all together. The background for the reference does have a green tint, so at least I have something to kind of go with a little bit as far as feel, but that's about all I've got. And I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get that green mix a little bit here. So this is my palette, and just for the colors. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying this live. I'm going to try and do more of these. I'm just sorry that I've had so many false starts, which I can imagine was frustrating for a lot of people who were following me, because they'd get an email and then they'd find out there was no feed there, which is frustrating. It's like, Doug's live. No, he's not. He's not there. And it's like, wait, sad sandwich. So yeah. So as I was saying earlier, we've been following this whole Twitter thing. I barely use Twitter, and I don't really have much of a presence on Twitter. And I find it fascinating to see that this whole how would you say, this whole medium has kind of imploded a little bit, which is kind of hilarious. that has imploded. It's hilarious. It's sad. I've been there. Um, I've worked where dot bombs. Getting laid off in the tech field sucks. Getting laid off, period. But now, what I'm reading is that Twitter employees are given their ultimatum of, to work insane hours and, for nothing practically, because there's no promise of them being rewarded for all this hard work other than that they get to keep their jobs. And they're choosing to leave. And I find that interesting because, I definitely don't think that would have been happening as much, 10, 12 years or even 20 years ago. They would have been like, yeah, we'll work. So I don't know. I find that fascinating. I think it's an interesting time in history for tech. And that's what we go over with my students and teaching, commercial art, that commercial art has so much to do with technology now that you have to follow it. And if you don't, you will miss out. You'll miss out on the new technology. You'll miss out what's on the industry. It's all converging in a lot of ways. So my students that, I teach commercial art, they have to know this stuff. They have to kind of understand, how to promote yourself. Part of this YouTube is, promoting myself, putting myself out there. So far I'm glad that YouTube is not having the drama that Twitter is. But it's alarming to hear that there's like virtually hardly anybody running Twitter right now. That it from what it sounds like, there's hardly anybody running the show. That just kind of interesting, scary. So I'd imagine if I'd have thrown my basket in at Twitter and went all in back in the day, and then suddenly the platform that I'm have a bunch of followers and everything could be at risk of disappearing. Yeah, that would be very unsettling. Lucky for me, I don't have that much of a stake in it. I think I will have to screenshot the time that Carrie Fisher liked my digital portrait of her for Star Wars. I think I've screenshotted it, but I'll have to go back and make sure I've got it screenshotted. Or at least I hope it's even there. It may not even be there anymore. But it was nice to have her see that before she passed. So, alright. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to fill in areas, trying to soften. And I really went thick here, and I'm kind of regretting going thick for a little bit. But I think I'll try and at least massage some of the areas here. I gotta put some yellow ochre in here. I realized I had something missing, so let's go ahead and slap some yellow ochre up in here. There we go. Got some yellow ochre. Yes, definitely. Well, thank you. I definitely plan to do more lives, and I enjoy it. I like it. It's less work than doing pre-recorded, for sure. And the idea is just to go on and paint and have fun. Probably should check on Facebook to see if I got comments, because this app does not tell me how many people are even following me. So let's go see here. Could be nobody, because it seems like when I post live, Facebook puts the kibosh on my live streams. Not good, but it happens. So let's see if I can get this to go here. I'll turn down the volume. Yeah, that was the idea, was to see like if this will show, because I would Okay, so I have no. Let's see here. So my goal for tonight is to kind of get this to harmonize with the background, as I feel like it sticks out. And so I've got to find ways to get this to work a little bit better and harmonize with it. So let's see what can be done. And it's such a brilliant color here, but at the same time, you've got to have some tones. It's gonna be a little tricky because green and yellow, you just quickly go to this mud if you're not careful. All right. Let's see our inner. I don't like the sharp line here, so we're going to definitely have to try and soften that a little bit. I'll probably do the beer bottle next too, to kind of get that. And of course get some dark green reflecting right about here. Yeah. Too much. I went way heavy-handed on that. Way heavy-handed. Whoa. That is too much. Yeah. Too much. So let's go ahead and see here. I don't know if our live feed is crapped out on me or not. It sure looks like it. Let's see if I can speed it up. Okay, no. It looks like it's there. Okay. I'm constantly paranoid of thinking I'm actually painting and people are watching, and then painting to an audience of none. Let's get a little bit of yellow ochre. I'll tell you, I can't wait till I finish this orange here. The orange over here. I made a very bad mistake. I got stingy with orange, I got stingy with red, and I wasn't using them as much as I probably should have, and they got old. And it's like paste right now. So I'm still stingy. It's hard to break that, but I'm trying to get it used up. So I may try to do some paintings that have a lot of orange in them, just to use that tube up, and then I can then buy a brand new big tube, so I'll be fearless and won't worry about wasting money on paint. I'll just say I've got a big tube, I have nothing to worry about, and go from there. That would be ideal, right? That would be ideal. Let's go a little bit darker here. It's weird having the palette on the side, because when I paint, I do have my colors laid out, but usually it's this way. But to fit it in the camera, it made sense just to turn it sideways here. All right, so needs a little bit more brown. Yellow ochre, transparent red oxide. Go a little bit, throw a little bit of red in there and knock it down. Okay. let's go ahead and throw just a tinge of white in there, not by much. Just a tinge. Let's see how that works. Better. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Pause and go over to Facebook or Wastebook, as I like to call it sometimes, to see if anything's going on. No, playing. Let's reload the page. And yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what it is that Facebook has just decided to throttle me. Yeah, I have no doubt about that. So, but YouTube does not. So, there we go. So I may just say throw in the towel and just say forget it. I'm just going to go all in on YouTube. I'm tempted to, for sure. I'm tempted to. I mean, it's like, what's the point, you know? So a little bit of delay on YouTube as far as the where I'm at and where I see the live stream. So I will keep looking for questions if they have any, and if not, that's okay too. Let's go to the beer because I don't like that empty canvas there. All right, we need. It's gonna be. I'm gonna go to a little bit of white, yellow ochre, maybe cad deep yellow medium. I think that's what I got. Cad deep yellow medium. Or is it? Let's see. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just cadmium yellow tea. So all the paints except for the white is Gamblin. The rest are the white is the Permalba. I've gone back and forth between Gamblin white paint and Permalba, and I don't know what it is, but I think for the most part Permalba I just enjoy more. I think that Gamblin has some good properties though to it because it does go thicker at times. And I did end up with a real bad batch of Permalba, like 2 tubes were like total trash, but I can't complain because somebody gave me those tubes. I think they wanted them to be used, but they didn't realize that they'd probably been sitting. I can only imagine. Maybe these tubes were sitting in the sun for all I know. Because I was like, imagine painting with bubble gum. That's what it was. It's like, as soon as I put it on my canvas, I said, no, not my canvas. As soon as I put the Permalba paint, these 2 tubes that were given to me, I was like, something's not quite right. And I put it there and I started to mix a couple colors, and then it was like, oh my gosh, what is this stuff? And it turns out it was just this like liquid bubble gum. It was just total liquid bubble gum. It was awful, and I was just I had to scrape off the paint that I'd put down on the canvas that was mixed with Permalba, and I said, this has got to go. There's just no way. This is not going to work. So yeah, I threw it away. I mean, the person who gave it to me meant nice, but I don't think they were even aware of how old those Permalba paint tubes were. But it did give me a scare because I was like, what in the world is going on here? All right, let's go ahead and put for the bottom of the beer. So the word is out that there is a Sargent exhibition, or at the Richmond Museum of Fine Art. They have some more Sargents there, and they're not watercolors; they're oils, from what I'm told. So I'm hoping during the holiday break that I'll make a pilgrimage to Richmond to go see these Sargents. And I was also told that these Sargents were inherited. So, I mean, from, I guess, somebody died and bequeathed them to the Virginia Fine Art Museum, which is a nice museum. I like going there. I also like going to the Chrysler. They also have a Sargent or two, and they do when the Sargent paintings are usually on tour, and they're going from gallery to gallery. I mean, museum to museum. They usually get a hold of a couple, or are in on that. I saw the one that where Sargent painted children, and that was really good. I really enjoyed that one a lot. So let's see here. So I'm going to be painting till, let's give it another half hour. And so maybe I'll get in far enough on this. Lord knows I had to deal with a little bit of technical difficulties to get me started. And that's always frustrating. It just takes the energy out of the whole session when you've been troubleshooting and you're just trying to get stuff to work and it just doesn't want to cooperate. All right. So, for those that are out there, anybody see any good concerts? It looks like concerts are coming back, except if you're wanting to go see Taylor Swift. Anybody see any good concerts lately? I wanted to go see, last concert me and my son went and saw was Red Hot Chili Peppers in September, and best concert ever. So it was worth the pretty penny that I paid. And speaking of which, it sounds like that Ticketmaster is finally under federal investigation. So maybe ticket prices for fans will be much cheaper and won't have to break the bank. That would be awesome, for sure. So, and I heard that Taylor Swift, she had her concert tickets just totally blew out everything, which is probably not cool. So yeah, I'm supposed to see like an event thing here. Let me just see an event list. Yeah, this event list doesn't even show comments, which is a drag. Chat, let me see. Nope, that's... Yeah, so I'm supposed to see like chats and stuff like that. Even on this mobile app, I don't. So that sucks. But at least the mobile app will allow me to stream to 2 different streams, and so far, it's working. All right. So yeah, so I went and saw the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and we were talking about Taylor Swift. Apparently, her concert tickets crashed Ticketmaster, and the ensuing issue that happened was that, as it always happens, other sites started gouging fans, ridiculous prices, like thousands of dollars just to see her. I mean, it's like, I paid a couple $100 each for me and my son to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't even want to know how much the total bill was. I just said I don't want to look at it. I just want to get the tickets, have this one wonderful father and son, memory of seeing, because the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they're high on both of our list as far as favorite bands go. And, it's something that, it's great to share with your kids that, you have the same love of music and the same bands that you dig. And I just want to have that moment. And I was like, at this point, I want the best seats that I can get and not, have a crappy experience in the bleachers. And that's kind of when we got to the concert, and I was like, man, I am so glad that I just paid the extra money, because those people that were in the stadium seating it was at the ball field, and I was like, man, you really have to rely on the TV screen to see anybody. So yeah. So if you're just joining me, I'm doing some painting, and this is mid-process. I'm sorry I didn't get to start this from the beginning, but I'm going to spend another half hour on this. And my goal is just to let you know, if you guys are watching, my goal is to have, a nightly session for the most part during the month of December, which would be fun. And I'm going to do some small paintings, maybe some other stuff. I don't think I'm going to do digital, though. I think I'm going to stick to oil just for the sanity, because I tried to do digital. It should have worked easy, but it didn't. And, about nearly pulled out my hair at 2 a.m. in the morning trying to get something that said it would work, and it didn't. So, and it was just a sad experience. So here we are, but I'm glad that this is working so far. I may just stick to YouTube, to be honest with you, because it is just such a drag to try to get everything else going. So now we need some shadows here to ground this beer mug. So if you have any questions, I can't see. If you're on YouTube, I can see. And so if you're on YouTube, I can see the chat. And so if you have any questions, ask me. If you're on Facebook, get on YouTube. YouTube's way better. Facebook stinks when it comes to streaming. But I'm just trying to get on Facebook to let everybody know that I'm on YouTube. Wish I had a little graphic that said, follow me on YouTube. So we need to get this. There we go. Try and get that shadow work done. Pardon me. So, hope everybody is doing well. And let's see, what else to talk about today? Yeah, I can't think of anything other than Twitter, the debacle at Twitter, and as far as Ticketmaster gouging fans. Such nice people, gouging fans. I mean, seriously. I mean, they're the whole reason I couldn't see Pearl Jam until, 1990? Yeah, I couldn't see Pearl Jam until, I think it was probably, I easily want to say I probably didn't see Pearl Jam until at least 2001. I'm almost wanting to bet that's when I was able to see Pearl Jam, because of the whole Ticketmaster debacle. Because Ticketmaster, Pearl Jam didn't want to have Ticketmaster gouge their fans. They testified in front of Congress, and nothing got done. And here we are, 22 years later. Actually, more than that. But yeah, Pearl Jam had tried to break Ticketmaster. And they finally said, you know what, we're giving up, because the fans can't see, the band. So they finally gave up. But, I definitely believe in what they were doing. So as far as there's a question, it would be nice, so nice when you can do some tutorials for beginners in oil paintings and portraits. Okay, duly noted. I will, when I go to do after Thanksgiving and the first part of December, yeah, I'll do some portraits. If that's what people want to see, sure, I'm down for that. So, all right. Oh, hey, another one. Hey, not sure where your microphone is situated, but sometimes it's hard to hear what you're saying. So my microphone is situated right in front of me. I hope it's better now, but I have to step away sometimes when I'm looking at it. So I've been stepping back and forth. So it's not so great to hear me. Is it clear? Clear? Let's see, is it clear? Now. All right, so is it clear now? Now that I'm talking in front of it, or if not, then I have a feeling I've got a default a faulty connector. And so let's see here. Far away sometimes. Okay. Yeah, it is a directional mic, so that might also be half the problem. But I think what I'm going to need to do is get the Rockstar mic adapter. I got this cheap one off Amazon that plugs in and allows me to charge my phone simultaneously. And I think the problem is that it's not doing the job it really should be doing. So thanks for letting me know. I appreciate you, Nestor. And it's great to see you. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Hope family is doing well. Let's see if we can smudge this a little bit and do a little finger painting here. So yeah. So how's everybody doing tonight? Did anybody see any movies recently? I went and saw The Rock and what was that movie? Yeah, family's doing well. Son's in the Navy. I know, it's crazy. He's in the Navy. Oh my gosh. I'm waiting to hear from him to hopefully he'll write me or us, but it's boot camp, so I imagine they haven't earned the right to write their family. Oh yeah. I saw Black Adam too. Did you see the Easter egg? I know you're a DC fan. Did you see the Easter egg at the end? Okay, then I'm not saying anything. Yeah, I saw it. And the only reason we saw Black Adam was because I had not watched the first Black Panther. And so my wife says, you're not going to go watch Wakanda because you haven't caught up on Black Panther yet. So that's why we watched Black Adam. Without giving it away, I will say it was a good popcorn flick. I think sometimes people make movies out that they have to be more than what they are, and this was just a popcorn flick. It's there's not going to be any Oscar wins here for this show movie. I mean, nobody's going to win an Oscar in acting or plot writing or directing. I mean, it's just a popcorn flick. So I think it was entertaining for sure. Yeah. And but I haven't seen Wakanda yet. I heard it's good. but I have to watch Black Panther, and maybe I'll have some time this weekend to watch it. But to be honest, I doubt it. To be honest, I doubt it. But yeah. But just to let everybody know that might be new to the chat or watching the stream, I am going to be doing in December. I'm going to be doing some evening paintings live, and there'll be a lot of them will be smaller paintings, and they'll be for sale exclusively through the stream. And the idea is to basically just kind of, let everybody know about the stream and to kind of build this up. Because, good thing I'm not on Twitter. Yeah, so the question is that they're waiting for movies to stream. They haven't seen Thor. I've not heard if this is the one of War. Was that the one that's based off the comic book? I've not heard great things about it, and we talked about it in my class that I was teaching commercial art. We talked about the fact that they really borrowed a lot of the shots, screenshot for screenshot in the comic book, which, when you think about it, the comic book pretty much storyboarded the whole movie, and yet the comic creators did not get compensated for that, which I can kind of understand that being an issue. I mean, if you do a comic book and then the movie goes and borrows your screen, your panels, your panel, your design, everything, screenshot for screenshot, I mean, you kind of have done a lot of the movie stuff, and you should be compensated. At least I think so. So let's see. I'm just mixing here. I'm not sure how I'm going to try and soften this up. I'm kind of a little mixed bag on this. I'm not really sure how to create this shadow. Kind of like the idea, but now I've got this conflict. I think I need to get it further over. Yeah. It's got to go further over. Let's have this extend a little bit more. And by extend, I mean the light on the bar here. So let's have that extend a little bit. So for those that are just... okay, yeah, this is about we're ready to cover. So my painting purely from head. So the reference, this was a photo that I got from Sketchy app, which is now called Museum, where users can post photos for painters to paint reference from, and that's what this is from here. The rest is from my head. So, and for me, my goal is to kind of get them to blend a little bit better so it feels like that fits. I really didn't know what to do with the background. I was just messing around. I did this, and then later on I said, I really should finish this. I think, this might be kind of cool. And I was kind of drifting a little bit on this and wasn't sure the direction I needed to go. So I kind of let it sit in the studio, and I just kind of was like, I don't know. And then finally I just I didn't know where to go with it. So I finally last week I just threw paint on it and threw caution to the wind. And that's pretty much what happened with all of this. I just threw caution to the wind and I threw that together, and I'm trying to get them all now to kind of blend, work a little bit better. So oh, okay, yeah, water on the bar. I haven't yet. I want to get at least the tones, but yeah, like, spilt water, Spilt beer. Yeah, I could totally see that as far as reflections. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. I know I did that with the bar menu painting that I did. It's actually, I've got to go pick it up tomorrow at the Charles Taylor. That show's over with now, so. And unless they sold that painting, which I kind of hoping they haven't, because the honest truth is I have not gotten a good photo of it. I thought I did until my horror after I turned it in. I was going to post, hey, these are in the show. I realized I don't have a good photo of any of the paintings I put in for that show, which is unusual. I usually take good photos, but that kind of it escaped me for sure. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm just kind of making it up as I go, and that can get me into trouble, but we shall see. All right. Just try to. If this had been more of an alla prima painting, I could have really just smudged this more, but problem is that a lot of this is already dried, so unless I really want to go and attack it and put a bunch of blobs in there, I'm just kind of easing into this a little bit because I'm not quite sure. I'm going to step back. So if my voice fades, it's because I stepped back. Okay. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Where are we on time? Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be on here for about another 13 minutes because I've got to do some house cleaning this weekend. I don't know about you guys, but do some house cleaning. Got family coming over for the holidays, for the Thanksgiving weekend. And you know what that means when you have family coming over? That means you are cleaning the house. And if you're cleaning the house, then yeah, that means no painting. So I'll be a man on a mission to get the house cleaned a little bit. Boy, I really wish I hadn't skimped on that orange. Let's see if I can. Yeah, that's looking a little bit better. A little artificial here, though. I'm not happy with that. Yeah, it's a little bit better. This has got to be darker now that I see it. So let's go ahead and make that a little bit darker. So yeah, if you got questions about like the brushes I'm using or the oils, paints that I'm using or my setup, any of that, I'll be happy to answer that. Or at least try to as best I can. And let's see here. So has anybody put up their holiday decorations yet? You got a tree up? Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, so the question is that should I go ahead and put some colors in the light and stuff like that? No, you're not being a backseat painter. That's the whole point of having people chat. Sometimes you guys will give me some good ideas. I haven't really thought about that yet. I'm trying to build in a scene. How would you say the mood? But yeah, I will probably do more with the lighting a little bit. And I was thinking about adding a little bit here. There was a figure here. I've kind of pushed them back a little bit. I'm gonna have her probably holding the pull cue and maybe a little bit of highlights, maybe have a little bit of colors with the balls showing up here. Probably not going to happen tonight, but that'll be in another session. Oh, okay, yeah, my workspace. Well, let's see here. I think I can accommodate you guys real quick for the workspace. Let's go here. So, oh, there's the ironing board. But over here, you can see my little pal, the skeleton, and some of my paintings over here. There's my radio, and I've got some, what's it called, more paints and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my setup there. There's my lights over here, and this is where I have microphone, and whoops, let me see here. I'll show you guys the reference photos. So here's the photo that I've got on Sketchy, and I didn't really like the background from there, so you can see kind of what I'm painting from. So you can see there's no pool table, and it's a lot different there. Tons of wires and junk like that, but yeah, that's the setup. So no fancy studio here. Just let's see if I can get that to sit right. No fancy studio here. Just bare bones. That's the way I like it. All right, so little studio tour. And I actually got a little adapter now. I've been playing with the, pardon me. I've been playing with the setup to hold my camera. I tell you, at some point, if I can get enough, if I can sell enough paintings, I'll probably get me a nice rig to hold the camera, because everything I seem to get is flimsy. What I've got now is a lot better than what I had earlier, and it just seems like getting equipment, the right equipment, it can be tough sometimes. Let's just step back here. Well, that's much better. I like that. Yeah, getting the right equipment just to hold the camera, to position it right, to fit everything in. It's a pain. Well, thanks. I'm glad you like the changes. Yeah, I wanted it colorful on there. And that's what I like. The app is called Museum now, so like if you're looking for people to draw, and they post photos, I'll be honest, a lot of them aren't that great. You got some of them they'll put how would you say, they'll put those filters on their face, and then next thing you know, it's all washed out with flash, or they're just too close up on the face and the head's cropped off, and it's a little bit of a dumpster dive when you're trying to look for good materials. But then you find a couple gems in there, and you're like, okay, that'll work. I can use that. So it's not perfect, but then what do you expect for free? I mean, people are just posting their photos in hopes that you paint them. So that's all it really is. But I think it's a cool thing. For sure. There. I need to get a little bit darker under there. Sometimes what you see in the photo, and then sometimes what you see in your painting, you're like, you've got to make some changes to kind of just make it work a little bit better. I got to step back sometimes to see. Okay. And I see is that I've got this step pad, and for some reason every time I step back it's going backwards. Maybe I need to change the shoes I'm wearing. Alright, so where are we at time? Okay, we got about 5 minutes, so I want to make sure I don't go over my time here. I don't think that's quite right either. Let's see about pushing that back. There we go. That's a little bit better. So that was one thing I have to say about bars. When I see bars now, it's at least in the state of Virginia, it's like I remember the bars where um, you had all this atmosphere, and then now that nobody's smoking in the bars, it's like, okay, atmosphere isn't the same. It's a lot healthier though. I'm not saying to go back to smoking, but it just when you have those bars filled with smoke, it created this haze and this sense of depth. And so I guess it's kind of, I wish I'd had the notion to take more photos, though I wasn't really much of a bar person. But it is something I think about. It's like, wow, I remember, I spent, I wouldn't say I spent a lot of time in bars. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I would pool halls that were rife with cigarette smoke, but it did really it was how do you say, it did create good atmospheres, just not good for your health. Just not good for your health. Okay, so the question is, did you bring your art to galleries? And the question is that for a while I did have representation, and for the most part I don't have any reputation. Don't have a reputation. I don't have any representation now. I'm not really affiliated with any galleries. I have work in one local gallery, and that's it. And that's not even new work. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I'm not saying no to the future of galleries, but I'm not really working hard to get to any galleries now. Mainly because I want to see what I can do to sell my work outside of the galleries, because galleries want 50%. All right, Nestor, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. Happy Turkey Day to you and your family, and wish you all the best. Hopefully I'll get to see you in person sometime this holiday. Take care. All right, and happy Turkey Day. I got 2 more minutes. Let's see what I can do with this hand here. See if we can get a little bit more there. All right, and see about that orange. See if I can knock that orange a little bit. It's got to come down a little bit more in color value. More. Got to go a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. I like that. I'm digging that. Need a little bit more here. Let's go. Up. Yeah, that's better. This is not. I feel like I'm not sure what to do about that yet. I think I'll wait to solve that next class, and then right over here, see if I can fix that real got I still got a couple minutes. So I want to see if I can fix this part here, because this isn't really working for me either. Got to put a little bit of orange in it. All right, and let's see here. Knock that down. That's more of the bar though, isn't it? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's more the bar. Let's see if we can kind of get it to blend, because what's going to happen, at least, even though I've got the hand lower in my painting than what's here, typically the bar on a bright color like that, the bar is going to pick reflection off of that intense orange, yellow from the bar. Not that much. I know I wouldn't overdid it. So there should be yeah, that's a little bit better. You stepping back here so I can kind of probably tighten up things a little bit here. All right, so a little bit better. I need to tighten up here a little bit too. Dun-dun-dun-dun. So I'm not a big soccer fan, but the word on the street is that soccer. I think it was the soccer world tournament in Qatar. They're only allowing to have Bud Zero in the stadiums. So I'm like, how much did Budweiser have to pay to get their beer, the only beer that can be served at the World Cup? I mean, that's pretty aggressive marketing. Yeah, that's some kind of sweet deal, I imagine. I'm not sure, unless is Bud Zero non-alcoholic, and maybe that's it. But, you know, I've been talking to my class about branding and partnerships and deals. So, yeah, I find it interesting when I hear about exclusivity. We'll put a little bit of medium in here, which is probably going to be the kiss of death for this paint, because then it's going to start to really dry up. But at this point, I don't really have anything else to go on because that paint's already choking up on me. There, that's a little bit better. That arm's got to be a little bit thicker. She cannot have that thin of an arm. Just doesn't work out that way. Yeah, that's a little bit better, but not quite, not to my liking. So, all right. Let's go over here. Put in a little bit more. You know, now I'm kind of getting in the weeds there. A little bit more. I probably really should leave this for next session. Oh, this little net folds, because I do want to add some folds. Let's go down a little bit tense here. There we go. And let's see if I can add just a little bit more color. Man, that orange is just like paste. I'm gonna have to remedy that for sure. Probably put a little bit of yellow in there, pop it a little bit. You know, and then just a touch of white. Yeah, there we go. Need a shadow over there, but I'm going to stop for now because I think, yeah, I've gone over a little bit more than I wanted to, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to stop where I'm at right now. I think I'll be probably starting another painting fresh. This one I just want to kind of see if it worked. At least it worked for YouTube, which was nice because all my digital paintings, they were kind of being a drag and they weren't working. So it's kind of unfortunate with doing Procreate and the iPad, because for many years I was not able to do any kind of, how do you say, tutorials or iPad or drawings. I couldn't teach outside of the workplace, so I was prohibited. But now those shackles are off. And speaking of which, I've been my digital painting class started last. The Thanksgiving break. So I would say that's probably going to be about December 1st. Let me take a look here. All right, so yeah, looks like I cut off for a second, but December 1st is probably, that'll be a Thursday. So December 1st, I'm going to start streaming live every night with the exception of Wednesday nights, and that's when I teach my digital drawing class. But for the rest, I'll be doing starting December 1st, hopefully through the rest of the holidays up until Christmas and maybe a little bit beyond. I'll be doing an hour-long painting session. So thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you later. Have a great day. Keep on painting, and have a good holiday.